Victor Vole.
Vole reads v, v, v. Vole reads v, v, v. Vole reads v, v, v.
Victor the Vole thought rabbits had fun till Mr. Vulture made him run. Victor the Vole knows God's plan is best. Now he is happy in his nest.
Victor Vole lives in a happy underground home with Papa Vole and Mama Vole in Vole Valley Village. Victor Vole likes to make up verses about his life each day. Victor Vole often likes to pretend he is something besides a vole. Victor Vole has not learned to love being what God made him to be. Finally, Mama Vole suggested, "Victor Vole, why don't you pretend to be a rabbit?" Victor Vole was very excited as he worked on his rabbit costume. Victor Vole was going to dress up like a rabbit today. First, Victor Vole began to make a hat of grass, leaves, and vines. "Two long leaves are perfect to be my rabbit ears," said Victor Vole happily. Victor Vole poked the two long leaves into his grass hat. Victor Vole thought he was beginning to look like a rabbit now. Next, Victor Vole picked a giant dandelion puff ball to be his rabbit tail. Victor Vole tied on his new tail with a piece of vine. At last, Victor Vole was ready. Victor Vole looked into the mirror on Mama Vole's vanity dresser table. "See you later, Mama Vole," called Victor Vole as he ran up the tunnel to the front door. "Be sure to stay in our part of the valley, Victor Vole," said Mama Vole. Victor Vole hoisted himself carefully out of his vole hole. Pop! Victor Vole popped out of the vole hole and tumbled tail over toes. Victor Vole was doing somersaults over and over in the clover. Victor Vole picked himself up. "Oh dear," said Victor Vole breathlessly. "I feel a little topsy-turvy, dizzy." Victor Vole straightened his two long-leaf rabbit ears and began to scamper along. Just then, Victor Vole remembered, "I am pretending to be a rabbit. Rabbits do not scamper. Rabbits hop. So I must remember to hop." Victor Vole decided to visit the rabbits in their burrow, their hole. On the way to the rabbit's home, Victor Vole made up a funny verse about this morning. Victor Vole went out to play, dressed as a bunny. He remembered then to hop. It felt rather funny. Victor Vole went quickly hopping toward the rabbit hole. A bunny's what he tries to be instead of a vole. Victor Vole was almost to the rabbit's home when suddenly a great big hungry vulture bat bird swooped and surged down from the sky. "Aha!" cried the vulture. "I'm trying to scare up a rabbit for my dinner. This tiny little rabbit will do for my before dinner snack. Aha!" "Wait, Mr. Vulture, wait!" hollered Victor Vole, sweeping off his grass rabbit hat in a hurry. "I'm not a rabbit, I'm a vole. I would not make you a very good dinner." The vulture stopped in midair. "Whatever is a vole doing dressed up like a rabbit? Little vole, you could get into big trouble pretending to be what you are not." The hungry vulture licked his big beak. I have such a craving to eat rabbit today. Phew, sighed Victor Vole with relief. Thank you for not eating me, but I would like it much better if you preferred only vegetables, Mr. Vulture. Well, little funny Vole, said the vulture, coming closer and closer. Maybe I'll settle for a vole snack after all. Just as the vulture's big claws grabbed for the fuzzy little vole, Victor Vole put his arms into a V shape and dived into a secret vole hole nearby. Phew! Victor Vole's little heart was beating very fast. Flop, 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 flop. Victor Vole was glad it was dark in the secret underground passageway. I will just wait here until Mr. Vulture gets tired of waiting and flies away. Victor Vole waited and waited. While Victor Vole waited, he began to think and think. I think I am glad to be a vole after all, thought Victor Vole. If I had been a big rabbit, I would not have fit down the secret vole hole. I might not have been able to get away from the hungry vulture. While Victor Vole waited very quietly, he made up a new verse for the day. Victor Vole has good advice. Being you is very nice. Trying to be what you are not is not being glad for what you've got.